All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's video is on customary and metric conversions. There are a few things you need to know in order to do customary and metric conversions. And the first is you need to have the unit rates that you would use for doing those conversions. Certain unit rates you should be familiar with already. For example, that there are 5,280 feet in a mile, or that there's 12 inches in a foot, or 3 feet in a yard. Others are going to be listed on your reference sheet, which you received in class. This is just a printout of that one section of the reference sheet, which has the information you would need that you wouldn't already know. Obviously, just because it's on the reference sheet doesn't mean you should not memorize, specifically in this area and this area here. This is information you should be familiar with. Being in this country, customary measurement is used all the time, and it's just a comfort for you to have a familiarity with it. So we're going to be doing conversions to change from one unit to the other, and we're going to mostly do customary conversions. We will end doing a conversion from the customary to the metric system, which is also necessary for comparisons. In this example, we're going from quarts to pints. Now, in order to do quarts to pints, we need to find that on our reference sheet. You can see that 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. So the conversion rate for changing quarts and pints is 2, because there are 2 pints in 1 quart. Notice that when we set this up, we put the quarts on the diagonal and the pints on the diagonal. You match the conversion rate on the diagonal. Now we're set. We can multiply. 22 times 2 is 44. 1 times 1 is 1. The correct answer is 22 quarts is equal to 44 pints. In this example, you could see 10,000 pounds equals how many tons? And we're going to go ahead and find that down here. 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. So our conversion rate is 2,000. The conversion rate for changing pounds and tons is 2,000 because there are 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. Again, you can see that the pounds are on the diagonal and the tons are on the diagonal, and we go ahead and match that conversion rate on the diagonal. In this case, we could actually cross-cancel our 10,000 and 2,000, make that 1, make that 5. 5 times 1 is 5, 1 times 1 is 1. So 10,000 pounds is equal to 5 tons. In this example, we're changing pounds and ounces. Pounds and ounces. Again, we're going to look down here and we're going to find 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. So the conversion rate for changing pounds and ounces is 16 because there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. Again, you'll see that the ounces are on the diagonal and the pounds are on the diagonal. You always match the conversion rate on the diagonal. Again, we're going to multiply. 10 times 16 is 160. And so that means that 10 pounds is equal to 160 ounces. Here we're going to do cups to fluid ounces. A lot of people mix up fluid ounces and ounces. Understand that fluid ounces are measuring capacity, how much space something occupies, whereas ounces are measuring weight. So ounces goes with pounds, fluid ounces goes with cups and quarts and gallons. Also remember that the fluid ounce is definitely a different number. You see how 1 cup is equal to 8 fluid ounces, 1 pound is equal to 18 ounces. So you've got to be careful not to mix those up. So again, 1 cup is equal to 8 fluid ounces, so our number here will be 8. The conversion rate for changing cups and fluid ounces is 8 because there are 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. Again, you'll note I'm going to match the conversion rate on the diagonal, fluid ounces to fluid ounces, cups to cups. 10 times 8 is 80, and so there are 80 fluid ounces in 10 cups. Now, you're going to notice in this example, it's not on the reference sheet, and that's because you should know that the unit rate or the conversion rate for hours and days is there's 24 hours because there's 24 hours in 1 day. And again, you're going to match those conversion rates on the diagonal, day to day, hours to hours. And again, we can cross-cancel, and we're going to find out this answer is 72 hours is equal to 3 days. Another rate that's not listed on this table, and again, you should know how many minutes are in an hour. The conversion rate for changing hours and minutes is 60 because there's 60 minutes in an hour. And again, you match the conversion rate on the diagonal. 7 times 60 is 420. So the correct answer is 420 minutes. 20 quarts in a gallon. And this is one you probably should know at this point. But again, you'll find that rates that you don't already know on this rate equivalence. 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. The conversion rate for changing quarts and gallons is 4 because there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. Again, quarts are on the diagonal, gallons on the diagonal. And again, you can cross-cancel. And the answer is 5/1, so 20 quarts is equal to 5 gallons. In our last example, we're going to be doing a customary conversion to a metric conversion. It's not common you need to do this, but it is something you need to be aware of and a skill you will use. You'll note that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So your conversion rate for changing inches and centimeters is 2.54 because there are 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. Again, you are going to put the inches on the diagonal and the centimeters on the diagonal because you match that conversion rate on the diagonal, and we're going to need to multiply. Now, because we're converting inches to centimeters, it's an additional challenge because we're dealing with decimal numbers because the metric system and the customary system were supposed to be designed separate from each other, not with each other. So the numbers aren't easy to work with. They're much easier to work in within their own units. But what we're going to do is 20 times 2.54, so we'll set that up. 2.54 times 20, and set that up. 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And as we bring everything down here, we'll remember proper decimal rules. We have 2 decimal places in our factors, so we should have 2 in our product. And the correct answer is 50.8 centimeters. So 20 inches is approximately, or is exactly 50.8 centimeters according to this rate. All right, thank you for sticking around until the end.